Hi. Thank you everyone so much for choosing to spend the next half hour with me. We're going to make a wreath, a lantern swag, a beautiful little flower pot, and some regular basic bows. I'm Sandy Sandler, the creator of the Bowdabra Bow Maker, and I'm going to get started now. I'm going to move to the overhead camera, and I'm going to show you, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Bowdabra, um, underneath here there's springs, so it's automatically going to adjust to whatever I put into it. So it acts like a third hand. It's really wonderful to use. It makes all of your DIY so much easier. So now I'm taking a length of the Bowdabra bow wire. I'm going to fold it in half, lay it down into my Bowdabra, and I'm just going to tuck the ends underneath. Now I've cut a piece that's long enough that I can tuck it underneath and also tie it around my wreath. So we have this wreath that we've lined with burlap, our 4-inch wide burlap, and then our 1.5-inch wide burlap. And I've just wrapped it so it's a Halloween colors, because this is going to be a Halloween bow. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the center, and I'm just going to scrunch my black mesh into my Bowdabra and just scrunch it down in here. And I'm just going to fold this over and scrunch this down. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for commenting and saying hi. Now what I'm going to do is a little different than what we normally do, is I'm just going to fold this over here. So we're going to make kind of like almost like a shoelace bow. Fold this over here and take my wand, and I'm going to give everything just a little push just to scrunch that down in there. Then I'm going to take my burlap, and we're just going to do a regular fold and twist. This is the wrong side of my ribbon. This is the right side, or the pretty side. I'm just going to twist it and fold it back over and twist. And all I'm doing is folding and twisting. And the reason that I twist it is because I want to make sure that I have the right side, or the pretty side of the ribbon, on the outside of my loops. We're just going to fold and twist, and fold and twist. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Wanda. And fold it back over here, and twist, and fold, and twist, and just come right back over here. And I'm not going to twist on this one. I'm just going to lay it down into my Bowdabra. Then I have my cute little, these are reused. They were actually, I thought they'd be really cute for Halloween. They also work for New Year's. And then I'm going to take, now this is not a wired ribbon, so you can use ribbon that's not wired in the Bowdabra as well. One of the tricks, if you're using a not wired ribbon, is to make your loops a little bit smaller, and then they're not floppy. Because the bigger the loops you have in a non-wired ribbon are going to make your loops floppy. So it looks like we've got quite a few people watching from YouTube and from Facebook. So thank you everybody so much for joining us. And I'm just, again, all I'm doing here is folding and twisting. We'll bring this right back over here. And again, I'm going to give everything a scrunch. And as you load up your Bowdabra, you just kind of pull the towers apart a little bit. Then I'm going to take some of our Bowdabra scrunchy ribbon, and I'm just going to scrunch this down into the center to just kind of finish off my bow. And now I'm going to take my Bowdabra bow wire, which I'd folded in half, bring it up here. So this is a great way to make a bow for a wreath. Pull it through my slip knot, hold everything down tight while it's still in the Bowdabra, and I'm going to pull it really tight now. pull it out of the Bowdabra. So you can see I'm not struggling with my bow. Separate the ends, bring it around to the back. And again, I'm going to tie it really tight. That's what I love about this bow wire, is it allows you to tie it tight. I'm just going to double knot that. And I'm going to take my wreath, bring this around over here. And that's what's great about the Bowdabra. So now I'm just going to fold this here, and I'm going to twist the wire to get it a little bit tight before I actually knot it. That way my bow is tied on there pretty tight. And I'm going to bring this back around here. Hi, Joanne. Everybody, thank you so much for saying hello and for joining us. And just going to shape out our bow and bring our little decorative ornaments down there. And this is a wired burlap. And now you can see this cute little wreath that's so super simple to make. So the next thing that I'm going to do is we're going to show you a very simple bow. I'm going to put the wreath aside. I'm going to show you a very simple funky bow. So again, I'm going to take a length of my Bowdabra bow wire, fold it in half, lay it into my Bowdabra, and just tuck the ends underneath. And now I'm going to go here. And also, thank you everybody who's sharing. We really appreciate it. So now what I'm going to do is I've already dovetailed the ends. So I'm just going to twist it, bring it back. And this is how you would make an awareness ribbon. Just scrunch that down in there. And we're going to work from opposite sides. So I'm going to take this side here, twist it, lay it down into my Bowdabra. And I'm not worried if my tails are different lengths. It's kind of the nice thing about the funky bow. And let's go this side here. And we're just going to twist it and lay this down. And don't forget to join us in the Bowdabra Facebook fan gallery. We have wonderful members, and it doesn't cost anything to join. All you have to do is fill out a couple questions so we know you're not a bot, and join us. And you don't even have to have a Bowdabra. If you're just interested in seeing some of the things that people make with Bowdabra, it's a great place to find that out. Fold this back over. And again, I'm just going to scrunch that down in here. Take this bow here. Bring this over. Fold it back over. And again, you can see all I'm doing is twisting, and this is exactly how you would make an awareness bow. So you're just going to twist it here, bring it back over, lay it down in here, and then I'm going to take, now this is what we love about our scrunchy style bow. I'm just going to fold this over and scrunch this down. So you can make a scrunchy style bow with virtually any kind of ribbon. You can make it with mesh, you can make it with a 1.5 inch or 2.5 inch, and it makes a nice little center as an alternative to a button loop. I'm just going to scrunch everything around. How long is the ribbon? Joanne, the ribbon is there. What's great about this bow is that it's using like scraps of ribbon, but my gut instinct, I would say that you're looking at about 14 inches for each of the loops and tails. And then for this one in the center, I've got probably about 8 inches of ribbon. And we're just going to tie this off and tie a knot. And let's just give it one more knot for good measure. And then now all I'm going to do is all I'm doing is shaping it. and shaping it by just putting my fingers in the loops and bringing my tails down. Bring my tails down here. So how many of you are watching us for the first time? And let me know where you're watching from. So you can see how absolutely pretty and super simple this bow was to make. And I could keep fluffing, but I figure it's better to kind of stop. And then I like to finish fluffing when I put it on a package or I put it on a wreath or wherever I want to put it. And this could make a really pretty gift bow or wreath bow. You could even use it as a tree topper bow. So I'm going to take this, put it aside. And now what I'm going to do is grab my bucket here. Whoopsie daisy. It's a little heavy because I have a vase in here. And one of our tricks, which we'll show you in the overhead camera, one of the tricks that I have is we actually use pool noodles instead of floral foam. So I'm going to take this, put this aside, and take out my ribbon and my Bowdabra bow wire. And take my Bowdabra. And this is a really simple way to just make a last minute, if you're for decor or anything that if you're just decorating up a table. The first thing that I'm going to do is just lay my flower into my Bowdabra. Then I have it's really pretty fall ribbon. We're just going to lay this down into my Bowdabra and take this piece too, and I'm going to lay this going the other way. And now we're just going to make a regular fold and twist bow. So all I'm going to do is twist it so that the right side of my ribbon will end up on the outside of my loop. So we're just going to fold this back over and take this here. So, and I'm just going to fold it and twist it and just make sure my loops are approximately the same size. I don't really care that they're exactly the same size, but it's nice to have them approximately the same. And we're just going to fold this back, and I probably have about 2.5 yards of ribbon that I'm working with right here. And then I've got the tails are about 1/2 yard each. And we're just going to fold this back over and fold it back. And then now I'm just going to make my button loop in the center. Just fold that back over there. Take my wand, give everything a good scrunch. Take my Bowdabra bow wire, pull that up, and pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Now I'm going to take it out. And that's true. We do have over 1,000 how-to videos on our YouTube channel, and literally at bowdabra.com/blog, we have tons and tons of Bowdabra tutorials, like literally thousands. And now I'm going to just shape out my bow. And my tail's down here. And shape this out. And I'm going to bring, actually I think I'm going to put all the tails going down. Bring this up here. And bring this part of my flower going down. And that's just going to sit right into my pool noodles. We'll go back to the front camera. And now you can watch me, let's push this down in here. There we go. Now you can watch me shape this. And sort of see if I can see what I'm doing here. And bring the tails around to the front. And you can see you have this really pretty, whoops, let me go over here to this vase. I can't really see what I'm doing here. And bring this down here. Bring this up a little bit more. And you can see you have a really pretty, super, super simple to make vase that can be made last minute for any of your decor needs. So I'm going to take this, put it aside, and now we're going to make a cute little lantern, mini lantern swag. So I have this adorable little mini lantern, and it looks like I'm out of I don't have any more gold wire, but it won't really matter because you won't really see it. So I'm going to take my silver Bowdabra bow wire, and I need to cut a piece that's long enough that I'll be able to tie it onto my lantern. And let's go here and go to the overhead camera again. Thank you, Joanne. And I'm just going to fold it in half and tuck the ends underneath so they stay out of my way. And now I have this piece here, and we're going to lay my pumpkin pick down in here, and take, I thought I had I do have another tail. Okay, another tail here. And then now we're just going to make another fold and twist bow. So we're going to just, let me make sure which side's the right side. This is the right side. So we'll twist it, fold it back over. Oh no, it looks like my pumpkin wants to come off. We'll fix that at the end. And we're going to just fold and twist. And fold and twist. So as you can see, when we do this live, I never know what's going to happen. Everything happens as we're going along. Just fold and twist, and then I'm going to just make my little button loop here, and give everything a good twist, a good push. Bring this back up, pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Pull it out. I'm going to separate my ends, bring it around to the back. And what's great is you can use any season colors. So for this lantern, I can make it for fall, and then I can turn around and make a Christmas bow and turn it into a Christmas lantern. And this works great for fall, for Halloween. And bring all of this up here, and let me find, oh, here we go. And now I'll put my pumpkin back up here. There we go. And now I'll go back to the front camera so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to tie this onto my lantern. And it's so simple to do. I'm just going to clip the ends. And as you can see, you have a beautiful, super, super easy to make lantern swag. Now I'm going to take this and put this aside, and I'm going to show you how to recycle your scraps of ribbon. And we'll put this here, just kind of clip everything together to make it easy to know which ones go where. And we'll do the scrunchy bow in the middle. Thank you, Joanne. How long have I been doing Bowdabra? Well, for a long time. I started doing Bowdabra, it looks like we're going to use the silver again here. I invented Bowdabra in 1998. So it was about in 1998. So it's a long time that I've been doing it. So I have it down pretty well, but it doesn't take that much. So I'm going to fold my wire in half, lay it down into my Bowdabra, and just tuck the ends underneath. We'll go back to the overhead camera. And I'm going to work in, so I'm starting with my longer pieces. Lay those down in here. And this is an absolutely wonderful way to use your scraps of ribbon. And just lay this down in here. And I'm kind of shaping it as I go so you can see what I'm doing here. Hi, Nico. Oh, thank you, Nico. I love doing the live streams. It's so much fun because I get to communicate and talk with all of you. And if you are watching the replay, please let me know and definitely say replay. And we do look at all the comments. And we're going to lay this down in here. So you can see I have all different widths. We have 1.5 inch. We have 1/4 inch. Actually, I think I'm going to go to this one. No, I think they're all, it doesn't matter. So we're just going to lay this down here. Which ones are longer? That's what I want to see. No, they're all the same. And take this here. So I have my 1/4 inch, my 1.5 inch, and I'll finish. Thank you, Nico. We do a lot. Hi, Wanda. Thank you so much. And Nico, whoops, I'm so busy looking at the comments and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here. Make sure the right side is down. Now, if you're interested in any of our ribbons that we have or any of the Bowdabra tools, you can go to bowdabra.com and order them directly from bowdabra.com. We have some wonderful mega kits that are an incredible value. Lay this down in here, down here, and there. And then now what I'm going to do is just kind of roll the end underneath here on this side. You can see I've just rolled it under. And again, we're using a 1.5 inch to make a center scrunchy little bow. So you really can use virtually any ribbon to make the scrunchy style. It's almost like a little flower in the middle of the Bowdabra. Hi, Pat. And come back up here. And just pull this through my slip knot. Pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Pull it out. Going to separate the ends. Bring it around to the back. And just tie it off. Tie a knot. Now to shape this, I've already started shaping. But we're going to finish shaping now by pulling everything. So this makes a really pretty fall bow. It would work as a really pretty wreath bow, or you could take a couple of these and put them on your table. But again, it's wonderful because you're literally just using scraps of ribbon. So it's such a simple bow to make. And it costs you nothing because you're using up your scraps. So, and I love showing you guys how to do that. So now I'm going to take this bow, put it aside, and we're going to make a very simple, grab this here, a very simple fold and twist bow. So I'm going to take this. Yeah, the cemetery piece that Joette did last week was awesome. She does beautiful cemetery pieces. So fold this down. And it's interesting because depending on which area of the country you live in, now I probably got, let's see, how much ribbon do I have here? 1, 2, 3. I have a little bit over 3 yards of ribbon here. So I'm just going to, all I'm doing is taking the right side of the ribbon facing up, and I'm just going to fold and twist, and I'm not going to put tails on this bow. So all I'm going to do is twist it. So it's just a simple fold and twist bow. I want to make my loops approximately the same size. So I just want to measure out. And, oh, thank you so much, Nico. You're so sweet. And fold and twist. And fold and twist. And fold and twist. So all we're doing here is folding and twisting. And the Bowdabra is adjusting to what I put into it. Fold and twist, and fold and twist. So it's so simple, and that's why we call this and oh, Nico, that's so cool. You're so sweet. And now I'm going to make my final little center loop or button loop. Give everything a really good push. And I'm sorry, you guys, I forgot to put the overhead camera. Let me go to the overhead camera just so you can see what this looks like. So all I've done is just folded and twisted. And now I'm going to just pull this through. Pull it tight while, Nico, how old are you? Pull it tight while still in the Bowdabra. Pull it out. I'm going to separate my ends, bring it around to the back, and tie a knot, tie another knot, and now I'm just going to pull it in opposite directions. And again, this is how you could make really a pretty wreath bow or a tree topper bow. And again, I'm putting my fingers in here to make my loops stand out, and I'm going to clip this end here. Let's see, how many things we've made? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projects so far. That's pretty good. And bring this around here. And so now you have this really pretty, super, super simple bow. I think I'll keep, now that I'm looking at it from the front, I'm going to keep shaping it a little bit. And this would be really pretty on a wreath or a package. So I'm going to take this, put it aside, and let's just kind of go through what we've already made. Oh, thank you, Nico. And now we'll go over what we've made today. We made this beautiful lantern swag. Put this aside. We have the lantern swag. We have this beautiful floral arrangement. Put that over here. And then we have our scrap bow. So super simple to make. And then we had our funky bow. And we started off with our Halloween wreath. So I want to thank all of you guys so much. And please, in the comments, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you're watching the replay. And don't forget, we have over 1,000 projects on our YouTube channel of how-to videos, and on our Bowdabra blog, on the bowdabra.com under tutorials, we have literally thousands of different Bowdabra tutorials. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me, and we'll see you next week. Bye.